Miss Turner's class. You need help with homework? It's Miss Turner's class. I got you. It's Miss Turner's class. What about if you didn't understand something in class? It's Miss Turner's class. I got you.
Hey you guys, and welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, we're focusing on Module 1, Lesson 8, rounding a number to any place. And this is coming from the same standard, 4.NBT.3. I'm sure you guys remember our rounding song. We had a rap, we were singing, and a lot of friends were really successful with using that number line in order to round. Today, we're going to continue rounding. However, we're going to be using a rounding poem in order to round all the way to the 100,000s place. So here are our steps on your screen. I want you to repeat after me whenever I read a line, okay? Underline your place value. Good job. Circle the number to the right. Fantastic. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. Good job. The digits in the front stay the same. Good. The digits behind zeros their name. Awesome reading, you guys. We're going to be using these steps in order to complete our first problem. So in this first problem, I'm rounding 28,689 to the nearest 1,000, you guys. So our first step says to underline your place value. If I'm rounding to the nearest 1,000, what number would I underline? Oh, you guys are good. Yeah, I'm going to underline that 8 because that 8 is in the thousands place. Check off that step. Next step, circle the number to the right. What number is to the right of my 8? Fantastic job. Yeah, my 6. So I'm going to circle my 6 and then cross off that step. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. So I'm looking at my circled number. Is the number 6 4 or less? Or is it 5 or more? What do you think? Yeah, it's 5 or more. So when a number is 5 or more, what does the step tell me to do? Fantastic job. Raise the score. So I'm going to raise my underlying number. I'm going to raise my... Oh, you guys can do better than that. I want you to yell it into that camera. I'm going to raise my underlying number. I'm going to raise my... Fantastic job. My underlying number. I do not touch my circled number. So I'm looking at the number 8. I'm looking at this number right here. I want to raise the score, which means I'm simply just adding one more to the number 8. What does that 8 turn into? Good job. It turns into a 9. Let's go ahead and cross off that step. The digits in the front stay the same. What's in front of that 8? Or what was in front of my 8? That's now a 9. Yeah, a 2. So that 2 is going to stay the same. It's going to stay right there. Cross it off. The digits behind zeros their name. So these are my digits behind, my 6, my 8, and my 9. They're behind my 9. What do these 3 numbers turn into? Absolutely. They're turning into zeros. So my 6 is now a 0, my 8 is now a 0, and my 9 is now a 0. Don't forget your comma. So 28,689 rounded to the nearest 1,000 is about 29,000. Let's try another problem. You guys are good. Let's go ahead and round 482,708 to the nearest 10,000. Step 1, underline your place value. I'm rounding to the nearest 10,000. What number am I going to underline? What number is in the 10,000s place? Good job. 8. Cross it off. Circle the number to the right. What number is to the right of my 8? Good thinking. 2. Cross it out. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. Is the number 2 4 or less? Or is it 5 or more? Yeah, it's 4 or less. So I'm looking at my underlined number. I'm looking at my 8. Being that 2 was 4 or less, what am I going to do to that 8? Am I going to let it rest? Or am I going to raise the score? Yeah, I'm going to let it rest. So my 8 is going to remain an 8. The digits in the front stay the same. So that means I'm bringing my 4 right up. It stays a 4. The digits behind zeros their name. So what is my 7, my 0, and my 8 turning into? And my 2. Silly Miss Turner. Yeah, they all turn into zeros. So my 2 turns into a 0, my 7 turns into a 0, my 0 turns into a 0, and my 8 turns into a 0. Don't forget your comma. So 482,708 rounded to the nearest 10,000 is about 480,000. Let's try one more. In this last problem, you guys, I'm rounding 864,103 to the nearest 100,000. Same as before, we're following these steps. Underline your place value. What number is in the 100,000s place? Fantastic job, my 8. Cross it off. Circle the number to the right. What number is to the right of my 8? Fantastic. 6. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. The number 6, is it 4 or less? Or is it 5 or more? That's right, it's 5 or more. So what do I need to do to that 8? Am I going to let that 8 rest, or am I going to raise the score? That's right, I'm going to raise the score. So my 8 becomes a what? Good job, it becomes a 9. Fantastic job. The digits in the front stay the same. Do we have any digits in the front? Nah, so we're going to skip that step. The digits behind zeros their name. What is my 6, my 4, my 1, my 0, and my 3 turning into? Absolutely, they're turning into zeros. My 6 is a 0, my 4 is a 0, my 1 is a 0, my 0 is a 0, and my 3 is a 0. Don't forget your commas. 864,103, rounded to the nearest 100,000, is about 900,000. You guys, thanks so much for watching this video. This is just another strategy you guys can use as you are rounding your numbers. However, if you still feel comfortable using that number line, do what you feel most comfortable doing, okay? Either way, you will get the correct answer. Until next time.